Hi again, everyone. This is Katie. Today we're going to be doing some recipes specific for Kongs. Kongs are really good as kind of boredom busters for dogs. You can either make them ahead of time and freeze them, or you can just kind of make them and give them to them at room temperature. Basically what it is, it's this item right here that essentially you fill it with some kind of food item and the dogs basically have to lick to get it out. It keeps them pretty occupied. Generally speaking, if dogs really get into it, it can keep them preoccupied for at least 10 minutes. So today we're going to be making one that is kind of like an oatmeal cookie. So today our ingredients are going to be some oats, some applesauce, and some bananas. So I'm going to take about a cup of oats. I'm going to throw in some of my bananas. And yes, this is quite hard doing this with just one hand, so I apologize if it gets a little wonky. And obviously, if needed, we can cut up more banana. And then we're going to take some applesauce. I'm actually using an unsweetened applesauce. It's just what we use in my household. So I'm going to add some applesauce in there and simply mix it up. It does not have to be perfect. It's mostly just to kind of get as much moist as possible. Let's see if we'll get a little bit more applesauce out of this. All right, the next step is to actually start stuffing the Kong. As you'll notice, there is a hole at the top, so you're going to want to fill that in. You can either use peanut butter or some kind of sealant. I have these like little dog training treats that I'm going to see if I can get one to fit in there. Obviously, it's not going to cover it all the way. So if you don't have peanut butter or you don't want to use peanut butter or some other sealant, you can also use foil and simply just cover the end. That way it doesn't kind of fall out. All right, so we're going to try to stuff. Again, we'll see how this works with me doing this one-handed. But essentially, you're just going to kind of fill the Kong until it's basically full. There's a bunch of different recipes as to what you can use to fill in the Kong. And we actually will be doing segments throughout this training course that will just be kind of like weekly Kong or weekly slow feeder tips, just to give you guys an idea of some different recipes that you could use just to kind of keep things exciting for your dog so that they're not getting the same thing over and over. We're also going to try to be mindful that in this time, most of us probably aren't going to the grocery store as much, or we can't find certain items. So again, be as creative as possible. With Kongs, you basically have kind of 3 layers. You have what you're going to use to seal, which usually is kind of like a peanut butter or a cream cheese or a marshmallow fluff. Then you have your filler, which you can use dog food. You can use mashed potatoes. I like to use egg a lot, usually like hard-boiled. And then you want to use kind of like your enticer. So what's really going to kind of get the dog going and excited, and that's usually what you want to put on the outside as far as like what is going to kind of entice them to want to start licking it and get more into it. And for that, I'm going to come over here and I'm actually going to grab some peanut butter. See if I can open this, which might be a little difficult. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Thanks for bearing with me. So I'm just going to get a little bit of peanut butter out of here, and I'm just going to spread it right on top. Bowie really likes peanut butter, so I'm hoping that this will really kind of entice him to want to really get into this Kong. I will tell you that this peanut butter is specifically for Bowie, so no one in our household is actually eating anything that has just been made and put in there that has the dog's stuff in it. And so this is basically how you make a Kong. For this one, I could technically freeze it if I really wanted to. Bowie doesn't generally like frozen ones, so I'm just going to give this to him as is.